Welcome back. Breaking news about Pakistan diplomatic war, all out now in the open. Abdul Basit, the former Pakistan Commissioner to India, writing to the Pakistan ambassador to the United States, literally, venting in this particular letter to the Pakistan ambassador. India today has accessed that very explosive letter with Abdul Basit literally calling Aizaz Ahmed Chaudhry as quote-unquote the worst foreign secretary ever. So that is Abdul Basit's criticism that is clearly directed at Aizaz Ahmed Chaudhry, who was the foreign secretary of Pakistan until February, and this letter in fact has been accessed by India today. Abdul Basit's letter to his own colleague. Executive editor Gaurav Sawant joins us for more details and updates. This is such an embarrassment, isn't it, Gaurav? Abdul Basit, his scathing letter to his own colleague.
This is being seen as that napak war between diplomats in Pakistan. Look at the timing. So he was still the High Commissioner of Pakistan to India. And that point of time, he was writing to Pakistan's ambassador in the United States. Aizaz Ahmed Chaudhry is Pakistan's ambassador to the United States. And you have one top diplomat of Pakistan writing to another top diplomat of Pakistan and calling him choicest of names, calling him the worst foreign secretary ever, calling him a very bad diplomat. And we've accessed that letter which goes on to say that UFA agreement, and UFA agreement in a way was the reason for the civil-military split or divide, so to say, in Pakistan. And he says that that was such an embarrassment for Pakistan, the UFA agreement between Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government and the Nawaz Sharif government in the year 2015. He then goes on to say that while Pakistan was raising the issue of human rights, it was a huge setback for Pakistan because India very effectively countered Pakistan on facts. Pakistan was on rhetoric, India was on facts, and Abdul Basit was also considered very close to Pakistan's military. Aizaz Ahmed Chaudhry was considered close to the civilian leadership. So here was an ambassador, a high commissioner who had actually reached the end of the road after India, and it was a very inglorious exit for Abdul Basit. He was seen as someone who could head to China as Pakistan's ambassador to China. That didn't happen. He was in a way superseded. He put in his papers and vented before he put in his papers.
So is this just, his disgruntlement that has been exposed? Because it's quite a personal, jibe that he's taken at Aizaz Chaudhry, saying that your heart is not in the right place and all sorts of things.
Point. Is this just a diplomat venting? This looks far more serious than that. But this also shows, if you just were to compare, you had Indian diplomats who are working in tandem. So you have the Prime Minister's office and the Foreign Ministry, the Ministry of External Affairs, working in tandem very effectively in India. And you have a total divide in Pakistan where they are not connected to each other. And this very clearly goes on to say, to show how Pakistan's diplomatic game is falling apart. The lies that they've been narrating for years and years and years, nobody believes Pakistan's lies anymore.
No, absolutely. He seems to be very dissatisfied. It seems to be, a personal grouse that he seems to hold again, Mr. Aizaz Chaudhry, when one reads the contents of that letter, which also exposes, Gaurav, the kind of friction that exists between the top diplomats within Pakistan, the envoys.
Spot on there, Avantika. That is what is happening. If I were to read para 2 of this letter, it says, I strongly feel that it is in Pakistan's interest that you should immediately be removed from Washington, D.C. If not so, you should not be given an extension beyond your superannuation on February 27, 2018. May Allah help Pakistan when people like you, with weak and dubious credentials, are at such important positions. So this is more than just venting out personally, and in a way, because he's so frustrated, Abdul Basit He's so frustrated. He's reached the end of the road. He's not going as ambassador to China. He's been overlooked. He's put in his papers, and that is where he's writing this letter. Again, it's Pakistan's lies which no longer are being believed by anyone, not by India, not by America, not by the United Nations, except China.
Right.
Nobody believes Pakistan, and this frustration is just showing.
Oh, absolutely. It's out there for all to see. For now, Gaurav, thanks so much for joining us.